So this is going to be my thoughts after playing New World Beta for a little bit. Sorry about the looks, bit of fatty, no hair, here's some bleach. First off, I would like to talk about the combat. It's quite enjoyable. It's fresh. For me, it's fresh. I like Dark Souls games and it gives me something similar, but also gives me Elder Scrolls Online vibes. I do, however, feel that sometimes the attacks have very little weight to them, especially light and heavy attacks, and sneak attacks, even sneak attacks. They just don't feel like there's any weight behind them. Only certain moves I feel like there's weight behind. You got the power shot from the bow, I believe it is. It's the first one in the hunter tree. Rapid fire, that kind of gave me a little bit of vibes of hitting hard. Then you had the hammer. When I felt like I got hit with the hammer, especially with some of its abilities, and same with the great axe. But standing toe to toe with my friend using a great axe and me using a hatchet, I demolished him in DPS, even though I was 6 levels behind him. And like some moves feel like there's no weight behind him. Like it just felt like you were just sitting there tanking the spec, especially in PvE. I was doing the Armand dungeon and I just felt like I was standing there whacking things. Like all games, there's going to be like balancing, and it's going to come. The balancing is going to come. It's never going to last. Everything, there's going to be new metas and all of that. But the open playstyle of the game with talent trees and everything should be able to keep that changing and have everyone play certain ways that they would like to play, which is pretty good in my opinion. The other thing I want to talk about, I just mentioned, I did Armine, or however you pronounce it, the dungeon, the first one, at level 25. It felt very easy to me. I did it twice. I had a level 45 carry in one of them, and we breezed through it like nothing. It just didn't feel like you were getting hit. It could have been that the healer was amazing or the tank was extra special, but I just felt it was very tank and spanky. It was the first dungeon, however, and all the other dungeons can improve. This is just my own personal experience with it. The only thing I found with playing it with a whole group of my fellow levels of like within a range of 24 to 27 was that the dungeon was a little bit slower in killing the enemies, but it was still at quite a fast pace. I think 10 minutes it took us to complete the dungeon. Some of the mechanics looked like they would be quite fun. Some of the mechanics looked like they were really fun. One of them looked familiar from a dungeon in World of Warcraft, Warlords of Draenor. I think it was Shadow Moon Temple. And it just brought back a little bit of memories and it was great. It was the one where you have like the 4 spirits come in and they come in different directions. It was breath of fresh air. I like the mechanics. And I hope that they get more challenging. I'd be very keen to see the higher level dungeons and see if they add anything to make them harder, like say a heroic version in World of Warcraft or something, where maybe like the dungeon gets corrupted itself by the invading parties that you find all around the thing. But again, haven't experienced it. I would just like to see difficulty and like struggle with PvE content as well. There's just personal preference. Everything here is personal preference, by the way. Imagine if they added like 10-man dungeons. How cool would that be? Just like a big raid, a world boss that requires quite a lot of people to come and do. Like those sort of things I'm excited to see. Open world invasions, they gave me a lot of delight as well. I really enjoyed them. The lesser ones, they were soloable and manageable, and it was great. At level 25, it reminded me of Guild Wars 2's dynamic events. And personally, I had a lot of fun doing them, especially the greater ones where you had to have a team of like 5. Those things were lots of fun. There was enemies coming, spawning. A giant stag was making us all piss, and it was great. And I really enjoyed that. And the rewards, I got like 4 or 5 out of a chest item, and it felt really rewarding. World PvP in New World. I want the scaling to stay. I like that. I didn't know it existed, and I went to go kill so many lower level players until I got up and seen the level, and then I apologized for trying to attack them by a DM, and a couple days later I found out there was scaling, so we could have had a decent fight. Scaling should stay definitely after that faithful alpha that changed New World for life. Though, in saying that, there does need to be more incentive. The XP boost is quite minor. The gear and gold is very far and few between. hardly anyone on Aquarius server was flagged up. There were very rarely would you find people flagged up, unless you were fighting outside a city and people could run into a safe zone, or they could just zerg you. Very rarely were forts ever fun. I had fun the other night. There was about 4 of us syndicate versus about 5 of the marauders. We had quite a lot of fun though. We lost some, we won some, and it was great. It does come down to people running off point a lot to chase down, and they got caught out. I was one of them. I was like, fuck, this might be over. And there they were, proned in grass. I couldn't see them, and they jumped me. I just got away, but it was fun. And we ended up killing them. There was a healer that ran away, and I got him from a long shot. It was fucking amazing. I do appreciate those little times, but there definitely needs to be more incentive. Definitely. Some of the incentives I could think of would be like maybe a karma system, honor system like World of Warcraft, especially in a classic where you get like titles, special armors and stuff, even if the armor is cosmetic, or like arenas where you get cosmetic armors. You can't really have mounts in the game, but like cosmetic armors, cosmetic weapons, anything that just, it goes, this guy can fight. Anything like that would personally incentivize TV. The sanctuary thing needs to be changed a little bit. People being able to come out for 30 seconds, start a fight, start losing, jump in by like hop stepping back. It gets tedious. And these people just do it all the time. So there's really no consequence. They start losing, they go into sanctuary. There should be like a cooldown, or a town guard should attack you, I guess. I don't know. If you're actively trying to PvP within the zone. It's just, they're doing something, they're exploiting something, or not exploiting, they're playing smartly. They don't want to die, so they're running as soon as they lose, even if it is a group. I had 2 people over by the fishermen in Woodswood. They would try and gank me, and others, not just me, and others, and when they started losing, they would run as fast as they possibly could back to the shrine, generally using a hatchet or rapier for flesh. They would run back to that shrine and stay there to escape defeat, essentially. Sometimes you can catch them out and they slip, and you can get them in like a trap or something, or kill them just before they get in there, and that's when it starts. But there needs to be something a little bit tweaked. Maybe reduce the cooldown, or have a cooldown timer of going in. So if you run into the town with your sanctuary thing, instead of getting sanctuary straight away, have a 10-second cooldown so that dots can kill you, or they can finish you off quickly, you know? But that is kind of like iffy, you know? Especially if you fire back. If you fire back, you definitely should have a cooldown when going back into the city. And the next thing, this one might be a little bit controversial, but mounts. Mounts in New World. What are your thoughts? Are you for or against? Let me know in the comments below. Mounts, I personally think they are not needed at this point in time. The map is fairly small. I understand that running from A to B can be very, very tedious. But the idea is to like gather up world PvP, all that sort of things. I think that having mounts in the game would take away PvP incentives unless we added in items like World of Warcraft, where you have like a net or something that can demount and stun them for a bit. Maybe a lasso or cow trips, something like that. Or better ranged CCs. Because getting on a mount and them running away is going to be a problem. It's a problem already of people running away. You just get a hatchet, get that speed boost with Berserk, and boom, you're gone. You're running. You're Sonic the Hedgehog. Light armor, Sonic the Hedgehog. Rapier, Sonic the Hedgehog. Just slightly slower, you know? There needs to be more catch-up mechanics, slows, something that will kind of stop that, especially if mounts come. Another thing that can be quite bothersome about mounts in general is immersion. We could have something where all of a sudden we got Rainbow Dash coming through and she has gold hoof prints, and then you've got in the back, way over yonder, some black red skeleton thing. It breaks that. So like mounts definitely have to be immersive. They definitely got to be immersive. I think it would be kind of silly at the moment in time to have like a dragon flying around or a floating boat. World of Warcraft. Some of those things should just be not there. World of Warcraft Classic, although it was very far, took you forever to get things, and when you did get a mount, it felt special. Maybe even if mounts were just endgame. So you had to get to level 60 to get a mount, and it cost quite a lot of money after a massive quest chain, so it feels earned. Maybe then, but at the moment, with the map being so small, I personally do not think mounts should be there. And when they are there, they have to be immersive. They really do. Even saddlebags on your mount, like equipping a mount and having saddlebags, some armor on it would be great. Armored horses, fuck yeah, sign me up. But at this point in time, definitely no. Let people explore. Oh, please, if you like my content, leave a like. A comment would be great. If I have anything to improve on, I'm still very new at all of this. Leave a comment down below, leaving your thoughts. A like would be greatly appreciated. If you don't like my content, the dislike button's almost there. Let me know in the comments below. I do stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 7 p.m. Australian Western Standard Time or 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on all of those days. When New World comes out, I'll be streaming that almost exclusively.